Hello and welcome back to Midnight Chismecito. My name is Stephanie,
Hi, my name is Itzel.
and we are starting. That was so awkward. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say it.
All right.
It's been so long since we've recorded that we're kind of like out of the zone. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of like out of the zone
No, me
with
too.
it. Dude, why am I so awkward this episode? Sorry. I didn't fully sleep, and then I just woke up in a weird mood. So that's
No,
kind of
it's
like a
fine.
segment.
I get you.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty much the same. It's been a weird week, weird couple of weeks actually.
Yeah, you have like hurricanes and tornadoes. Y sabe que tanto allá, huh?
Yeah, like even though the area that we live in hasn't been that bad, like we got lucky and it happened to go around everywhere else. Excuse me. Um, no.
He's the star of the show. No free content.
Let me hold on.
What's his or her name again?
It's a girl and it's her name is Neptune. Say hi, Neptune.
Oh
Hi.
yeah.
You want to be an internet
Hi.
celebrity? Okay.
Oh, she's like, okay, put me down now.
A lo mejor así
Is she
ya.
like a mean cat or is she cuddly or como?
No, she's spoiled. Like she likes to be cuddled and
Oh
stuff.
really?
Yeah. But I find it
Oh.
funny because whenever I'm here doing whatever, like playing or whatever, she never likes to come up here. It's only when we're recording that she comes up. I don't know.
She likes
Um,
attention.
yeah, she's like, I want to be an internet celebrity. But yeah.
So what you been up to these past few days?
Well, just after like trying to get back into the schedule or like the little routine that we had after like a vacation, it's always kind of
Mhm.
like weird because
Yeah.
you feel lazy and you like don't want to do anything, but
Yes.
there's responsibility, so it's just been kind of like there's days where I'm like I don't do anything, I just watch TV or whatever, and then there's days where I have to clean and like yeah.
Yeah, I feel you because I feel like this whole month has been busy, even though I haven't done a lot, you know? The second week, I went to the Lainey concert. And that
Hmm.
was like amazing, but I prepped for it before, and then after you're like, oh my God, that was like tiring or whatever. And since I'm like the driver, aparte, it's more tiring because it's like I have to drive there
Yeah.
and drive back. And since it was in San Diego, it was like 2 hours there and 2 hours back.
Hmm.
And as I mentioned it on the messages, I was like, I barely had enough money to go to the concert. Like, I'm
Hmm.
still paying off the ticket, and I didn't have like money to buy stuff. So it was humid, it was hot. I was hungry towards the end of the concert,
Hmm.
and we did stop at a like gasolinera after because I usually like getting some sort of coffee to wake me up because I usually get really tired after concerts. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone does, but aparte de que my sleeping schedule isn't always like good. I think I slept enough, or maybe I slept a little less than enough, but I was really tired and I had to stop for coffee and to eat something.
Hmm.
Y luego, I'm looking at my calendar by the way if I'm looking over there because I
Okay.
forget the dates that everything happened.
Hmm.
And after the Lainey concert, you came, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
It was like around the 12
Yeah, it was
por
that
ahí.
same week. Like I think you went to the Lainey concert on Wednesday,
And
and
then
I got
yeah,
there Friday.
yeah. So then you got here, and then I was like excited. I was like, oh shit, like Itzel's here. So then we went out, and I haven't been out with friends in so long that my social battery is fine. Like it's not like, oh, I went out and I'm drained. Like I'm like, oh, I wanna go out. I wanna go out. You know,
Hmm.
porque I spend so much time in my room or like with family, and family doesn't really count. Okay, like it's
Yeah, yeah, because
aparte.
you know them, whatever.
Yeah, that I'm like, oh, I got excited, and then after that, like after the Lainey concert, I was lazy, and then I hung out with you, and then I was lazy, and then I went to the Bad Bunny concert,
Oh.
which was again, uh, oh my God, if I could, I would go to the LA one. I go to Las Vegas one. That how good it was. Like it was amazing. I danced the whole night again. I took my shoes off because I had I had they were kind of wet, like wedges, I think. Pero they
Oh,
still hurt. Like I still got blisters.
girl, you
So I
went
took
to a
them off. I was
concert
like,
with wedges? You're crazy.
es que I know I would have gone with shoes, but the thing is, I don't have any cute shoes. They're all like Nike. Y aparte, the pants that I had were like long and flowy. y me tocaba en el piso. I was scared to like trip or somebody was gonna step on
Oh,
it or something, you know?
yeah, I
That's the
get you.
only reason, or else I would have taken some nice sneakers. Pero tampoco tengo like I have nice sneakers, but they're like I don't know. When I go to a concert, I imagine going in like Converse or like some sort of chunky sneaker. Not with really the Nikes that I have. I don't know if you can picture
No,
what
like I know what you mean
I'm
because
saying.
I'm picturing the pants that you wore, and
Yeah,
they wouldn't have looked good with not even with Converse, I don't think.
yeah, yeah. I'm almost done my story. I'm sorry. I know this is long, but it's just like it all comes together,
Oh no, it's
you know?
okay.
Okay. um and then after the Bad Bunny concert, that whole week like I slept so much because I was so
Mhm.
tired. Like I like perrea todas las canciones, even the slow ones. like, like I was like, que pusieron la canción, I was all dancing and
I
shit.
mean,
um,
yeah, like it'd be weird if you went to a Bad Bunny concert and you were just start like this.
no, yeah, and there was this one guy that was next to me, next to the Yanara, and he would like turn around and be like, "What?" And then we'd like scream the lyrics together. It was fun. But then he started to get at Dayanara and she was kind of like, "Okay, man, back off. I have someone."
Mm.
Um, but he was getting at all of the girls. Like he was getting at some girl in front of us and then the other one next to her. But you know what he
Para eso
said?
fue, what did he say?
No, yeah.
Para eso fue.
Yes, no, deadass, para eso fue, porque nomás fue con un amigo y el amigo se encontró a una y se estaban besando como si tuvieran años de relación. I'm like, okay,
Listen,
get
listen.
it, I guess.
Maybe she was drunk, okay? You can't.
Maybe, but it started from the beginning. I don't know, she was
Oh.
drunk from the beginning. Pero then, oh yeah, he was like, I learned this after the concert porque me dijo mi hermana,
Mhm.
but he had told Dayanara like, oh, I thought she was with you, like that's why I was hyping her up, but she kind of stinks, and I'm like, but
Wait,
Dayanara did say the same thing.
he was
The girl in
saying.
front of us.
Oh, oh, okay.
No, no, not
I was like,
not
was he saying that
Dayanara or
about
me.
you? Oh my God. Or your cousin,
No,
because your
no,
cousin
no.
went too, huh?
Yeah, she was next to me.
Okay.
Pero and then I got paranoid. I'm like, Diana, did I stink? Because you're like dancing, you're gonna sweat and maybe possibly stink. And she's like, no, no, you don't understand. This girl, like desde el beginning, parece que no se puso deodorant or something. And I've heard, I don't know, I've never tried it, but I've heard that natural deodorant makes you stink. So I don't know if she was a natural deodorant girly or she forgot to put some on or I don't know what happened there. Maybe she just
Mhm.
some people just have like bad body odor after a little while.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um
like it depends. Like for example, like this is like really private, but like I don't give a fuck. But like my my natural sweat is like stronger, so I have to use
mhm,
like men deodorant. Cause like the women
mhm, like
deodorant do
extra.
nothing. Yeah. I'm just
No,
putting this
yeah,
out
I
there on
get
the
that.
internet. Whatever.
No, no, dude, don't even worry about it because yo, cuando se me acaba mi deodorant, I'll like sneak some of my dad's deodorant, like new ones, not the ones that he uses, by the way.
No,
But
yeah, yeah.
because I'd rather use men deodorant than no deodorant. I don't know. Like I'm deodorant is one of the things that I'm very like. I have to put it on at least 3 times a day. I don't know if that's like some sort of OCD, pero then I'll put it on in the morning and I'm like, did I put it on or not? And I'll be like, ay, pues me lo voy a poner otra vez porque nunca sabes. And then I'll do it again and again. I'll do like 4 times, and that's why all of my
Dude.
shirts are like white. I hate that. All of my shirts from the pits, I have to like scrub them.
That's why I started using men deodorant because with the women deodorant they're all like white. I don't know if you mean like secret and stuff,
Yes.
and they would like stain
Yeah.
my shirts. So I started using like the
Yes.
this is like not sponsored obviously, but like the Old Spice, the blue ones,
Yeah.
because they don't
Yeah.
stain. They don't stain, and that's
Yeah.
why I started
Like, well,
using that one.
that makes me curious. Like, why do men have colored deodorants and us is like white or clear? That's it.
Honestly, like men deodorant is superior because like it's
Yeah.
a like it keeps you smelling good for longer. It doesn't really stain your shirts
Hmm.
as much as women deodorant, and like it's bigger. like it might be the same
Mhm.
price or a little bit more expensive, but the bottle is bigger. Like if you've ever seen an Old Spice bottle, it's like this big, and then like the women
Yeah.
water, the secret is like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro.
Like what? No, yeah. And I wonder, that makes me wonder, like, does do men, this is gonna sound so stupid, but do men have ingredients that maybe women can't use? Like that has to do with something with the woman's body, like hormone wise. I don't know if that even makes sense. Like I don't know if that's scientifically possible. Como like something going on with like birthing or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
No,
scientifically
and you
possible,
know
but
what? It's funny that you mentioned that because my mom, whenever she uses like my dad's deodorant because it runs out or whatever, hers runs out.
mhm.
She always says that like it stings on her armpit. Maybe it's because she has like sensitive skin. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be a possibility. Oh yeah, sorry, I like went off track. I don't know how. Oh yeah, the girl.
Today's
Sorry,
topic, deodorant.
no, dead ass. um, sorry. Okay, so then the whole girl thing happened. Oh, there was a girl behind me. At first, it was her boyfriend behind me, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
And those were our seats in the first place. Pero nosotros nos movimos para enfrente porque la gente se empezó a mover para enfrente. And we were like, oh, hell no, nobody is standing in front of us. Like, these are our seats, so nos vamos a mover para enfrente, you know?
Mhm.
So, as soon as he started, everyone stood up and, like, some girls were moving further to the front. So, we moved to the front. Not too much to the front, nomás como uno below, and there was no seats below us. There was like,
Mhm.
it was empty, porque nuestros seats eran like the beginning of the row. Y luego había
Mhm.
otro row in front of us, pero estaba hasta acá el row, and this was our row. Does that make sense or no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A little bit.
Well, enfrente de nosotros había como un step down, y luego era como un little bar. I'll like show visuals if I can, but
I
we
think
moved to
yeah.
where the bar was at.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then there was no seats behind us. Estaban like one, you had to step up to move to the seats behind us, and those were our seats, ¿verdad?
Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. Mhm.
So then we like started dancing and everything, y pasó como una canción, y I noticed that there was a couple that went to our seats behind us, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
And the guy was behind me and the girl was next to him. Yo tomé todo el espacio ese para bailar. Like not where my seat is at, pero el de abajo. So
Mhm.
if you back up all of the way, if you back up all the way, then you're close to the people behind you, porque ellos tienen nomás poquito floor room para bailar, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
Pero honestly, I didn't care because those were my seats anyways. If they complain, they can get the fuck out of my seats because yo pagué por esos seats, and that means the front. And in my head, the front is ours too because I got those seats for a reason. I like thought it out. I'm like, these seats are at the end, y nadie está enfrente de nosotros, so we have all that space. Like I
Uh-huh.
planned that shit. I stopped to see the tickets and make sure that those seats weren't taken, and I refreshed the page like 3 times porque people kept wanting to take those seats, and some people like add them to their cart, pero no los compran. Like they
Mhm.
just to see how much they are, and I did that too. So I would wait until those seats were free. Those seats were free, and I got them. So I'm like, okay, like if they bug that I'm like too patras and I'm like perreando, then that's on them because those are my seats anyways, you know?
Uh-huh, yeah.
And that did happen. That did happen. The guy was behind me, and I didn't notice that the guy was behind me, or else I would have like scoot forward because respect. Like I don't want my ass grinding on him or anything.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But I didn't notice till I didn't notice till I was watching my videos back because I was like recording myself, and I noticed that the guy was behind me. And luego later on, the girl was behind me because like
Mhm.
I'm guessing I was dancing too much too close or something porque when I started like jumping, I recorded a video and you can see her kind of like lick me up and down, like kind of side eye me, and
Mhm.
I'm like, bitch, you're in my seats. Like she never said anything to me, pero my sister did tell her like, oh hey, no, she did. The guy was dancing with the other guy that was talking to
Mhm.
my sister,
Mhm.
and she was kind of like I don't know, she said something, but or she looked like bitchy, at the guy, like, why are you dancing with him, and it's like, girl, everyone's dancing with everyone, like, chill, you shouldn't have brought your boyfriend if you don't want him to dance at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um so yeah, pasó eso, and the whole next week I was tired. I was like, ugh. I was sleeping like long hours, and then my sleeping schedule got messed up. And then this week I'm trying to stabilize it, pero it's like I'll sleep a lot. Like yesterday dormí mucho.
Mhm.
Antier dormí mucho. Today I'm like, damn, I slept. I don't know, in my head, in my head it made sense. Like, oh, dormí tanto que this time I'm like, I don't need sleep, but I know that I need it. You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah, 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 I know
yes,
what you mean. Yeah.
does it?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And yeah, but I want you to talk because I've been talking for so long.
Oh.
Do you have anything that you want to share?
No, well, like I mean, like I said, I've just kind of been just here hanging out, trying to get back into like the schedule. And then like you said, it's been crazy because of the hurricane. Like David didn't have to, well, he's working from home, but he's not going to
Oh,
like the base. So it's kind of hard to sit down and be like, okay, we're both gonna be productive.
yeah.
Because when you have another person, it's always like, oh, like he'll show me a video or like I'll ask him something and then we start talking and then we're like, no, we need to work.
You're like, stay away from me. Go work and I'll go work.
Stop distracting me. Yeah. But no, other than that, it's been pretty chill. Like, there's not. And I'm sorry if the lighting is weird, but
Oh,
it's
yeah,
because of the
because
same
you have a
thing.
window, huh?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
the weather is all crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You put in the notes that you wanted to talk about something, being away from
Oh,
family.
yeah, I was gonna say it's been kind of like an off week for me because,
Hmm.
well, like, like family drama that's been going on. And it's hard being so far away from family because like I want to be there, to like I guess be moral support, and it's not the same giving them moral support through like FaceTime or through Messenger
Hmm.
than being there when everything's going on. Like, because obviously they're not going to be messaging like, oh my God, like this is happening right now. Like they always message me like after the fact. And
Yeah.
it's kind of that's been a little like rough for me that I'm like, I wish I could have been there, but I wasn't. So yeah, that's been something that's like on my mind, but other than that, pretty good.
Yeah. I don't necessarily feel it because I'm still with my family, but I understand where you're coming from because your siblings are still young and it's like, oh, I
Mhm.
don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss like that. I don't know, they have a girlfriend or something, or
Mhm.
they got a good grade or like something small that happened to them in school. It's like sometimes they won't tell you just because they're like, like, you know, I feel like
Mhm.
that's how little kids are. They won't tell you everything because it's small.
Yeah. And then
Whatever.
like my brother, he's a freshman. This is his first year in high school. And like I want to be there and like ask him like, "Oh, how was your day? Like what did you do?" But like I'm not. And then my sister's going through a breakup and like I would want to be there and be like, "No, we're going to get drunk this weekend and we're going to go clubbing and stuff." But I'm not. And like, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like I have something else to talk about, but I don't want to talk too much. Like I talked so much right now that I'm like, okay, someone else, come on.
No, it's fine. It's just um I just don't feel like I want to talk a lot about it because it's been like a lot of
Yeah,
not bad
it's
stuff,
still
but
ongoing, I guess.
yeah, it's ongoing and like I haven't been in like I mean, not that I've been depressed, but it's not like in like a happy type of topic. So I'm like I don't want to bring the mood down.
No, yeah, yeah. I
But
feel you on that.
besides
I
like
feel
a lot of the things that I have to say, I feel like would be good for an episode where we talk about men.
yeah. I feel David turned around. He's like
In conclusion, men ain't shit. No, I'm kidding.
oh shit. Talking about men. Wait.
No, it's not about you. It's not about you. Oh my god.
They always think it's about them, Virgo men.
Si la bota te queda. No, no.
Let me just, before we touch on something similar to that topic, let me just talk about what happened to my sister really quick.
Mhm.
So, so I'm gonna say it from my point of view first, and then I'm gonna say what from her point of view. So she told me, she was like, "Oh, hey, can you pick up Paola?" It was for a Thursday, ¿verdad? She's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, can you take her to school? And you might." No, she just said take her to school. I think she was supposed to pick her up, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
So then I took Paola to school on Thursday. Taking taking them to school and bringing them back gives me so much anxiety because there's so many people, and like parents are in a rush to drop their kids and go to work or whatever they have to do.
Mhm.
Entonces, I took Paola, I came back home, and I fell asleep because I think I didn't sleep. And then my sister messaged me. It was like, I think it was 12. She's like, "Hey, can you please pick up Paola because I have to stay for a project, I think." And I was kind of angry about, not angry, pero yeah, I mean, I guess a little angry about it. Porque it's like, oh, I like knowing these things the day before so I can prepare. Like I have
Mhm.
to cook, I have to clean, I have to do all this stuff, and I'm very precise with my time. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, I need to like descongelar the food at this time, and I need to make it at this time. So when my dad comes home, it's already ready, and I'm not like making it while he's on his way home. So, anyways, I was like kind of pissed off about it, and I called her to know what time she got out. And then I was like, "Hey, what time does she get out?" And she told me. And something I felt I wanted to keep the conversation going for some reason. I don't know why, but this all ties in. I wanted to keep the conversation going, but then I had nothing to say, and I was like, "Oh, she probably has to get back to class," you know.
Mhm.
So I was like, "Oh, okay, well, bye," whatever, bye.
Mhm.
Entonces ya, I went on with my day. I took Paola, whatever. Pasó el día. Y the next day, my sister came home early. Not early, pero como in the, like at 12 around there. Anyways,
Mhm.
she, she was like, "Oh, guess what happened to me yesterday in school?" And I was like, "What?" Like, she said it in a different way, like in a way como kind of mysterious, like, what the fuck, like,
Mhm.
como I forgot what she said, but I was like, "Oh, what happened?" And she's like, "Okay, so I got to my class early, and there was one guy and a girl there, and the guy was in a wheelchair,
Mhm.
And then I went inside the classroom and I sat down to, and I got on my phone. Entonces llegó un guy that looked suspicious and was around his 30s. Um, y
Mhm.
dijo que tenía una mochila, and he sat next to her, and he was looking over at her a lot, and she was like, "Okay, that's weird." So she was just on her phone, like pretending to text, and she noticed that he was kind of trying to grab her hand, I guess, like leaning in to grab her hand. And I think she wasn't on her phone then. That's when she started getting on her phone. Y
Mhm.
luego, that's when I called her, and she left to take the call. And yeah, when she finished the call, she went back inside the classroom. Y se sentó, and the guy still was staring at her.
Mhm.
I think the teacher came inside the classroom before Dayanara left to take my call. So the teacher was in there, and she noticed the guy was kind of suspicious. Pero no dijo nada. And then because that's when Dayanara took my call and she left outside.
Mhm.
Dayanara came back inside, and the teacher asked the guy like, "Oh, hey, are you in this class?" And he was like, "No." And it was
Mhm.
like, it's not like he was a new student porque ya habían pasado como 7 weeks del semester. Like, a new student can't come in that late, ¿verdad?
Ajá,
Because you
no.
have like the drop date or whatever.
Ajá.
Entonces la teacher le dijo, "Oh, can you please step outside al guy?" And yeah, he stepped up. No, I think a la Diana primero. Um, she was like, "Oh, can I talk to you outside?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then she went outside and she locked the door. Uh, the teacher locked the door. So
Mhm.
with the guy, the girl, and the suspicious guy. And before
Mhm.
that, Diana told me like, "Oh, that was really scary because I'm not trying to sound like mean or anything, but what is the girl gonna do, and what is the guy like? The guy and the girl won't be able to do anything if this guy
Yeah.
does something, you know?"
Ajá, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Entonces, entonces la maestra le dijo, "Oh, do you know him?" Like, and she's like, "No, I've never even seen him in the class or whatever." And she's like, oh, "Okay, I'll talk to him and I'll let like security know and everyone know." Entonces le dijo
Mhm.
al guy like, "Oh, hey, can you step aside?" She tried not to make it suspicious in case like you don't know what he had in that backpack. Like, what if he had a
Yeah.
gun or something?
Mhm.
Entonces ya el guy estaba nomás afuera, and the teacher like called security and everyone. Y security uh pulled Dayanara away, and they were like asking her questions like, "Oh, did he follow you? Like, what happened?" They took the guy to his bus stop, and his bus stop was where Dayanara parked her car. So there's a possibility that he followed her all the way to the classroom. Pero la
Mhm.
Dayanara es bien distraída, and she's always on her phone. Like, she probably didn't notice if he followed her or not. And
Mhm.
so basically all the security on campus know about Dayanara, and like whenever they're gonna keep an eye on her whenever she gets to campus or she leaves, and they're like, "Oh, we can escort you out to your car after class if you want to." And she's like, "Oh, I'm leaving early, that's okay, like as long as he left." She thinks that they didn't even check him, they just let him go. So she's like, "I'm scared if he comes back, like what if he had a gun, or what if he wanted to do something, and he already knows what classroom I go to, he already knows the time." So that's scary for her. And
Uh-huh.
we just have to hope that he doesn't go back again. But she said that like he had mental health issues. But yeah. Oh, and when she was walking out, the the teacher told her that he was like staring at her up and down, like checking her out fully.
Oh, that's
And
gross.
damn, I was like, I like froze when she told me. I'm like, shit. And I was like on the phone with her. She didn't even tell me anything. Like, she should have left the class or something.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. Well,
that's what happened.
I know that right now we don't have like any viewers or followers, but if anyone ever comes across this, do not text when you're walking anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I know that it's like awkward, but don't do it. You have to be aware of your
Yeah.
surroundings. Cause I was actually I didn't want to write it down, but something
Hmm.
similar happened to my sister. It wasn't like a stalking situation. The guy was in her class, like enrolled in her class, but it was also
Hmm.
like an older guy who was just being like weird and creepy. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, you have to be aware of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's scary because I used to do that a lot. I used to be on my phone because I would be so awkward. I don't know if you remember, but I used to literally
Hmm.
zone out and be on my phone. Like, qué bueno que no me pasó nada, because I would literally be on my phone, zoned out. I didn't look at the outside because I was so socially anxious, and I just, qué bueno que nunca me pasó nada.
Also,
Pero
like,
yeah, they even told Diana.
yeah. Also, like, I'm not advising anything or, anything, but hairspray and lighter. Carry it around with you. Or hairspray and perfume. Just saying. Wait, no, perfume and a lighter. Sorry, I said that wrong.
You're just spraying them in the eye with the hairspray and the perfume.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah, I told her. Yeah, I told Diana to buy pepper spray. I was like, dude,
Mhm.
buy pepper spray. Like, that's probably one of the most handy handy
Yeah,
things that you
but
could carry around.
like, pepper spray is not legal in a lot of states, just so you know.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't know.
I think it's legal in
I
California.
I'm pretty sure in California it should be legal, but
Mhm.
look into those laws.
Yeah. I unfortunately I haven't had to use mine, but I have had sketchy instances where I am holding my pepper spray in my hand just in case.
Hmm. Yeah, it's crazy.
Uh, do you have anything else to say about that topic, or do you want to move on?
No, just be safe out there. Yeah. And
Okay, so,
hopefully your sister is okay and nothing happens, and
mhm.
having security escort him out was kind of like scary for him, and he won't like be back. And also, like, I'm really glad that the teacher
Yeah.
stepped in and did something, because it's very easy for professors
Yes.
because it's college, right? It's not like high school or anything.
Mhm.
You're an adult, so a lot of professors kind of like mind their own business and don't, step in. But I'm glad that
Yeah.
that professor did something about it.
Yeah, and a lot of professors forget who they have in their class and who they
Mhm.
don't. So I'm
Mhm.
glad that the professor noticed that the guy wasn't in their class. Because imagine if she would have been
Mhm.
like, "Oh, they're probably like," and what if it was in the beginning of the school year where everyone's new? It's like good
Yeah.
thing that it happened, like you know.
And also, no shade to this professor, but remember, like our communications professor. I don't want to say his name.
Communication
Like
professor.
speech, not communication, speech.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
he was very chill and like he wouldn't care
Mhm.
if you or like if someone came in who wasn't in the class.
That's true. That's true. He was a very good professor, amazing. Pero yeah, he was a little careless with who would come in the class. Like literally
Mhm.
one day I was like, "Itzel, I'm gonna go inside your class, like just to be
Mhm.
in there."
And he didn't
And
care.
and he didn't care.
Yeah.
But hopefully it was because he knew that I was in his class.
Yeah, yeah,
Pero
yeah. Like I don't think he did it like with bad intentions, you know? I just think that he didn't think about that kind of.
yeah, situation.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's our thoughts about the subject.
new
Now,
segment.
talking about the next topic, the Adam Levine
Oh my
situation.
god. I mean,
Be surprised, it's a man. Ah.
yeah. No, 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 not only that, but like he's always been very self-conceited from the very beginning.
Mhm,
Like I remember I texted you and
mhm.
I told you like, I mean, what did we expect from the man who stood in the Super Bowl, took his shirt off and like flexed his muscles instead of singing his own song?
Dude, I randomized my music this morning y la de Payphone came up and I'm like, oh fuck this shit. Like I can't even listen to Maroon 5. I'm like, no, pobrecita la band, like no tiene nada que ver, pero like
Mhm.
he is from Maroon 5, right? I'm not like
No, 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 yeah, he is, he is, he is.
okay, because I'm like, wait, is it another? I'm pretty sure it is the one from
Yeah.
Maroon
I
5.
saw I saw a TikTok of a girl saying like that a lot of his songs are like anthem cheaters, like She Will Be Loved and stuff like that. And I was
Dude,
like,
that's when yes, when Payphone came up, I'm like, what is he talking about? And I changed it. I'm like, the audacity.
but something that I wanted to bring up too is that like I mean, I obviously feel bad for her cuz she was made like a public spectacle. Like
Mhm.
I guess that's what bothers me the most about the situation that at the end of the day, like obviously it's his fault or whatever, but his wife was the one that ended up being humiliated in public. And
Yeah,
were she to decide to stay with him, everyone would make fun of her, you know? But
yeah.
also but like at the same time it's like a celebrity marriage. I feel like a lot of these
Mhm.
celebrities don't get married for love. They get married for the money or for the publicity. Um
Yeah. I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw a TikTok about it. I don't know if it's a conspiracy or what, but they're like, "Oh no, they obviously have an open relationship because like the rumor just passed like a day after estaban riéndose y comiendo." And I'm like, I don't know about that.
I
Like now
feel
it
like
got me thinking.
I feel like it's true for a lot of celebrity
Couples.
yeah, like okay, for example, like that's why I wrote it on the notes like Bad Bunny and Gabriela. I saw a lot of people like
Oh
saying
yeah.
like, "Oh, Gabriela is like God's strongest soldier" or whatever. But like if you really think
Mhm.
about it, if you had someone who was flying you out every night to concerts and paying for your stuff, I'd look the
You
other
would
way
not
too.
care.
I'd be like,
What are you trying to say,
"No,
so?
I'm
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're like, good thing I have earphones.
No, but it's true. And maybe it was
Yeah. Yeah,
like for
you're right.
example, also like I don't know this, but like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. I feel like it was
Hmm.
pretty clear that they got together because they wanted to have kids.
Hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
don't I don't think they actually loved each other. I think they thought, "Oh, like Angelina is like considered the most attractive woman in like the entertainment industry right now, and Brad Pitt is like the hottest man. I think he was voted like the hottest
Yeah.
man or whatever, and they were like, we're gonna make cute ass
Yeah.
babies. I know that they adopted, right? But like, I feel like celebrity
Hmm.
marriages are very superficial. So who knows?
Yeah. And yeah, you also never know if it's a PR stunt or not. Because it's like some of these are crazy. Like, I don't know if you know the Cardi B situation with Offset, pero he had cheated on her. When he cheated on her, she made, I don't know if she made a whole album, but I know she made a few songs about the situation. I blast those songs. I fucking love those songs. But it's Be Careful and No sé cuál más, but it's all about the Offset situation. And like he he apologized and he did it like at her concert and he did this whole thing. Yeah, she didn't take him back, but luego later on she took him back. Like it
Yeah.
makes you wonder what how many of these marriages or relationships are PR stunts? Like, did they do this on purpose to promote an album, or just because like they
Image.
needed some type of, yeah, or because they were falling off and they wanted just some sort of rumor to spark, so they stay on
Mhm.
top. They're like top celebrities and stuff, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? Like this is gonna tie into like the topic that we're gonna be talking about. But the fandom, I hope this like never gets to the ears of the fandom, but like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah, like she made
Like
a whole album about him.
no, and not only that, but Jay-Z was featured in a lot of her songs when she debuted as a solo, like Crazy in Love. Like if you go back to her
Hmm.
early albums as a solo artist or whatever,
Yeah.
after she left Destiny's Child, he's always like constantly been featured in her songs. So I feel like at some point they said like, hey, you come out in the songs that always end up being my number one hits. Let's just get married. And that way we can produce music together. Because I think he's a songwriter, isn't he?
I have no
I'm not
clue.
sure. But like that, I feel like that marriage has always been more of a business contract. Did they happen to have a child together?
Hmm.
Yeah, but like, or I think they have two children, but whatever, you know, like I feel like it was
I
like,
think so. Yeah.
I feel like it was a business thing. Like, I've been working with you for like forever and I know that it works, so let's make more money.
I don't know if he actually cheated on her or it was just like she just made the album to make it. Because I know that I heard rumors that, oh no, he didn't actually cheat. Like she just made an album. Where like people
Hmm.
are like, no, that album is about him. And they're just keeping it a secret. I don't know what went on there, but it
Yeah.
has to do with like PR stunts and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think the whole internet takes it as like facts that he did actually cheat, but like it's true. Like we don't really know for sure. I don't think we do.
Hmm. And then there was one more cheating situation that I heard about. I don't know if you've heard about this, but it's everywhere right now. Have you heard of the Try Guys or the Try Guys situation?
I know who they are, but no, I haven't heard of the situation.
I don't know who they are, so correct me on names, but I believe that one of them is Ned.
No, I don't know their names. I just know they were part of
Oh, okay, okay.
BuzzFeed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that one of them is Ned, and he had a wife and kids, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
And recently, the Try Guys posted on their Instagram that they were gonna stop working with Ned because I think he had a whole relationship or maybe a fling with one of the girls that worked there. I think her name was
Mm.
Alexa, something like that. And supposedly, I heard rumors that they can't let Alexis go because then she can easily say like, "Oh no, it was sexual harassment." Y que su apology on Instagram that it was very like he said that it was a consensual relationship porque then she could easily say that it wasn't consensual and then he'd get into more trouble. And it's this whole thing going on because everyone's like, oh no, not you, Ned. Like, because with the whole Adam Levine situation, y luego esto, like, everyone's cheating. Like, there's like two rumors, and everyone's like, everyone's a cheat. All men are cheaters, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
yeah.
have too much information about that, but that's what I heard
No,
so far.
I hadn't heard about that. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean like I'm not saying like cheat like obviously cheating is bad, right? But I feel like in particular
Yeah.
with celebrities or with famous people, not that it's to be expected, but like these people have so much money and they spend so much time on their own and traveling and they have a lot of fans. Like I'm not saying that
Like
it's
if
not.
normal people do it, imagine celebrities that have all this money, time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Snap.
I was trying to say, that like they have more of an opportunity, so like it's not surprising that,
Yeah,
not that it's good, like I'm not applauding it, like obviously like it's bad no
yeah,
matter
yeah.
who you are, right? But yeah, it is what it is.
But that like my little hope that I have for men is like dying down so much. I'm like, uh,
I no like I feel well whatever. We're already talking about it. But I feel like there's no way of telling. Like there's no guide to on how to tell if someone's a cheater. Like I feel like that's
yeah,
just something,
yeah,
if you feel that it's wrong, you're not gonna do it. Like even if you have the opportunity, you're just not gonna do it. And I feel like a lot of people focus on like, oh, if his zodiac sign is so and so, or if he's a gamer, or if he's in like this career, if he's a doctor or whatever. And it's like, no, it doesn't really matter.
yeah. And I've seen a lot of posts and like TikToks. It's like sometimes it's something about you, like you. No es que tú tengas la culpa, but past traumas that have happened to you make you lean towards these type of men. You know, past situations. Maybe you're used to it. Maybe that was your first love experience, like a cheat or like a liar or something, and that's what you feel comfortable with. Like if someone's super nice to you and super into you, you're like, whoa, something is wrong here. Like,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna cut myself off there before, because that ties in more of like the men episode. That shit's
Yeah,
gonna be like 5 hours long.
yeah. For real. No, but just quickly, like I feel like that's with everything, like everything and anything, like
Yeah, you're right.
cause I saw somewhere and it made a lot of sense. It was like a girl that was recovering from like drug addiction, and a psychologist like stitched it, and he was saying like the reason, cause she shaved off her eyebrows, cause she had been sober for a while, and the psychologist
Mhm.
stitched it, and she was saying, I don't, yeah, like the psychologist was saying like, oh, it's because you've lived in a world of chaos and disorganization and uncertainty for so long that living in calm, peace, and happiness feels boring to you.
Yeah,
And I feel like that ties in also with like love relationships. That was some deep
yeah.
shit.
No, yeah, I don't know if we saw the same video, but I heard a very similar video to what you were describing.
Mhm.
A TikTok, I think it was.
Yeah, TikTok. Like I might have gotten some details wrong because I saw it a long while ago, but it was basically around like what I
Yeah.
said. But yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that was a deep one, dude. We're almost recording for an hour and we haven't even gotten to the topic we're supposed to talk about.
It,
It's
it,
fine. It's
it's our
fine.
podcast. We can do whatever we want.
Exactly. We could cut it up if we wanted to. Like this is one separate podcast. Another one. Okay, but so
Today's topic. It's not deodorant and it's not cheating. It's actually fandoms. So, we're going to be talking about which ones were we like a member of, which ones we wanted to be a part of, our thoughts on it, our experiences, like funny little stories, embarrassing stories. I have embarrassing stories. Um, like thoughts on fan fiction and fan service, all of that. So yeah.
oh shit, dude. I feel like a ghost. I feel like I'm too bright. Sorry. Ish. Okay. Do you want to start with your fandom journey, or do you want me to start?
Well, middle school me was obsessed with fandoms. Like I was like, it was cringe. Um, but I'm gonna start with like, cause I was okay. Anyways, I'm gonna start with K-pop, cause I'm just gonna go over it really quick. But
Mhm.
one of the groups like I was into, if you like, a lot of you might not know it, but it's fine. Like on one of the groups that I was into was like BAP, Shiny, Super Junior, Boyfriend, Red Velvet, and it was embarrassing, cause like
In middle school?
in middle school, I used to write fan fiction.
Damn. No way,
Yes.
Itzel. And we have one right now, so this is why it's all.
No, dude, you will not find them on the internet because when I was in middle school, I was in mix, right? And for
Okay, yeah.
one, I did have an iPod Touch that I got for Christmas,
Mhm,
but I never took it to school because one, it's mix. Like if I walked to and from school, so if I took it with me, like
mhm.
me iban a saltar. Like my mom didn't my mom didn't let me take it to school. And two, it wasn't allowed in my middle school. Like people would take them and stuff, but if they caught you with it, they would take it away and like your mom had to go and like pick it up and it was all this thing. So like I just never
Mhm.
took them. So what's embarrassing is that I had to write my fan fiction on notebooks like by hand so that I
Ah!
could so that I could take them to school so that my friends
Oh
could read it.
god. No way.
It was crazy. And but yeah, that was my K-pop fandom experience. And
The
like
beginning of it.
yeah, like back then, because this was, I want to say, like this was like maybe like 2012-ish when we were in middle school.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think so. Middle school is like junior high. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, junior high.
Oh, oh. Then I think I started high school in 2013, 2012.
Then it was the same for us. Like, but yeah,
Yeah.
this was pre BTS. Like BTS did not exist back then, and I was bullied for being into K-pop, like
Oh,
hardcore. People
no way.
like this is very racist. Like I'm not saying that I agree with what was said to me, but like I
Mhm.
was living in Mex at the time, and a lot of people would be like, "Porque miras esos pinches chinos?" And I'd be like, first of all, they're not Chinese, they're Korean. It was crazy.
No, but why is it that's like an actual thing though. I don't want to out our race or anything or our culture, or whatever. But they don't, nobody says like Coreanos. They're like chinos,
Yeah,
or,
exactly. And
and I'm like,
it's racist, right? But like, yeah,
yeah.
that's my experience. I was into K-pop before it was cool. I walked so that all of you could run. You better thank me.
You're a trendsetter, and they laughed at you. Look at them now, probably still laughing, but
No, but yeah, it was actually a friend that got me into it. Like my best friend at the time, she was
Mhm.
like, I remember it so well. She was like, "Hey, I want to show you something, but like promise that you're not gonna laugh at me." And I was like, "Yeah, I
Oh.
promise." And she showed me a video that she had saved. Mind you, this was like crazy. She had downloaded the video on her BlackBerry.
No way.
Yeah, it was during like our recess that we had, and we were like we had to
Mhm.
hide it so like the teachers wouldn't see it, and she was showing to me, and
Yeah.
I fell in love. I was like I took it and I ran with it. I went crazy.
I
I
wonder where she discovered it from, though, you know?
I think she told me it was from her older sister because her older sister was into anime, and that like I
Oh,
mean it's not the same because anime is obviously from Japan and stuff, but
yeah.
in like being in the internet and all of
The
that, she
Asian
discovered
culture,
it.
I guess.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
discovered it. And that's how my friend got into it and she got me into it. And I remember we would go to her house and we would like watch like the music videos and try to learn the choreography.
No. Hey, people still do that up to this day.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would too, because their choreography is cool.
It goes
Like, I'm like,
insane.
whoa, how do you move that way? How do you move so in sync? I'm like, damn, I want to learn this too.
Yeah, for reals, dude. Like they were it was yeah, good times, good times. Like I remember having to um one of my favorite band at the time was BAP and they were gonna come out with the single and I stayed awake until like 3 a.m. just to watch like the music video that they were releasing. But yeah.
The only the only reason I know a little more about K-pop now is because I in JC stream there's a lot of girls that like K-pop, and they'll like talk about it in the chat. And then they got JC into it, so he'll listen to several songs.
Mhm.
Like he'll listen to BTS and Stray Kids. I don't know who else, but those bands are one of the like they have one or two songs that JC likes, and he'll play them, and he'll like jam out to them.
Mhm.
And I think they watched the video once, but my knowledge of K-pop isn't that big because when I'm not interested in something, I don't look into it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate K-pop, and I don't mind it either. Only you know how I feel about country. Like, I don't like country, and I mind it. Like somebody plays it, I'm
The
like I've
coun-
tried it. I've actually. Wait, what you say?
the country stands are gonna go wild right now. They're gonna
No,
attack you.
for real. Guys, please don't unsubscribe. We don't want to lose our million followers that we have.
We listen to we what's that one song, the I slashed my thing into his
Oh,
car.
my kin too is that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know the whole song.
But you don't like country.
Stop it, so there's some songs that are like that you can't escape. They're everywhere.
No, no, like I'm not gonna lie, like I personally am not into country all that much, but Jolene goes hard.
Okay, well that's different. Okay, that's not that country.
Shut up.
Okay, when Miley Cyrus sang it, it was pretty good.
I feel like she gave it like a little rock country type of vibe.
Yeah, maybe that's why I like it more because
Hmm.
the original one I don't think I've really listened to it, just the Miley Cyrus one.
It's by Miss Dolly Parton. Um, so yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Um yeah, we always get off topic.
we're not here to
But
discuss Miley Cyrus's musical career.
so how my fandom experience started. I'm not I'm I don't go I don't think I go that hard for artists or celebrities. I feel like the most hard that I've gone for is YouTubers. But it's because growing up, I would like artists, but not like that much that I do. Like I would watch everything that they would do. I'd buy merch and that and because I was younger, like my parents wouldn't buy the merch for me.
Oh
It
my
was
god,
until I
no.
had actual money of my own that I was able to buy merch.
Mhm.
But when I was younger, I'd say that the first fandom or something that interested me the most that I really like was probably RBD.
Yeah.
That I went pretty hard on. I
It's
listened to all their songs. No, yes, I listened to all their songs, even their Spanish ones. I mean, even their Spanish ones, obviously. Even their English ones that I didn't like that much.
Mhm.
Cause I don't know, they, I guess I didn't like the way they sang it. You know how some artists can sing pretty well Spanish and English, like Shakira, but there's just some songs or some artists that no, they just don't mix with English. If they're Spanish speakers, they don't mix with English.
Yeah, it's
I hope
because
that
it.
doesn't sound like
No, no, no. Like I think what you're trying to say is that they didn't feel when you hear their songs, they don't sound comfortable singing it.
yeah. And
Like,
yeah, maybe I was so used to the Spanish version that it was like kind of weird. But I still bought all of their albums. I would watch the full telenovela every day after school. I'd get home, I'd turn the TV on, be like, Rebeldes on Rebelde. Like every commercial, we'd like run to go eat or grab a snack or something. Because we didn't have none of that pause, play shit. Like it was all like on commercial breaks, you go to the restroom, you get your snack, or you're gonna miss something and they're not gonna replay it and you're screwed.
mhm.
Or they would replay it, but like nobody really watch the replay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would, but not all the time. And you wanted to be caught up, like your cousins
Yeah.
were talking about it,
Cause also
and
like
yeah,
it wasn't like you could go on YouTube and be like, oh, I missed this episode. Like, let me search it up. Like,
recap.
you
Yeah,
had to wait until the television network played that episode that you missed.
again, yeah.
Mhm.
And you had to figure out when you had to like be careful with the commercials because there was no guide to go back and be like, huh, when are they gonna play Rebelde again? No, you had to guess or you had to watch from the commercials. You had to write that shit down like, oh, they're gonna play it at 6 p.m. Like, make
Mhm.
sure that you're there at 6 p.m. And sometimes
Yeah.
they were playing when you were at school and you're like, damn, I can't watch it because I'm at school.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna
Um,
know now what happened.
I think Rebelde was one of my first concerts too. Either Rebelde or Alegrías y Rebujos. I don't remember which one I
Mm-hmm.
watched first or which one came out first, but Rebelde was one of my first concerts. I even bought the chalecos and everything of the primera temporada and the segunda. Or I don't know what temporadas they were, but the original one, like the red
Yeah, yeah,
tie
yeah,
and
yeah.
the
With
white,
the little
and
saquito.
the black version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the black version, the one that was like more, I guess,
Yeah,
rockera
like
type.
emo. Yeah.
Era pinche rockera, yeah. and también like compré la mochilita, and I don't remember if I had a rebelde party or not, but like that's probably one of the first fandoms that I went all out for, and that was
Mm-hmm.
back in I was like 5. I was
It was
like
like early
probably in
2000s
kin. No, no.
or early
Yeah, I was older. I was
2000s.
older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I remember I was small, pero miro las fotos and I look bigger. Like it's because it was a long time, huh? Like empezó cuando estábamos chiquitos y duró cuando estábamos like up to I don't know
Yeah,
5th grade maybe fourth.
I wanna say it started in like 2004 and ended maybe like before 2010.
Okay, yeah, it was like a big gap of our years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was that was one of the first fandoms. What's your next fandom that you got into after
Mm.
K-pop?
One Direction. I was the Directioner. That was my British era.
Which one was your favorite?
My bias was Louis.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. Oh my god, this is so dumb, but like um my friends would fight for them. Like there were like two who like their favorite one
Yeah.
was like Harry, and they'd be like, "No, Harry is mine." And no, like it's so stupid.
Was this middle school or high
Yeah, no,
school
this
or
was still
both?
middle school. It was middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, and oh my God, it was crazy. Like
Oh my god.
we would watch like the interviews or like the fan edits because the fan edits that they would make fucking the spoons video. Oh my God. And like I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Yes, I was there when the my mom sold me to One Direction fan fiction was being made, and I ate that shit up.
I have no idea what that is.
You don't know? Okay, let me tell you.
I'm not a directioner. I wasn't a directioner. I was
So
weird.
no, it's fine. So there's this magical place called Wattpad where people would write
Oh
fan
yes,
fiction.
I know about
And
Wattpad.
there was this one girl. I actually saw a TikTok from her recently where she came out and she was like, I'm gonna reveal to you guys, I am the creator of that fan fiction. And she
And
provided
everyone's
proof
like,
and everything.
oh,
Yeah, she provided proof and everything. But anyways, there was this creator that made a fan fiction. It was like one of those YN your name fan fictions, you know
yeah,
those? And
yeah, yeah.
it was basically like it started off the whole premise of it was that like she had a mom who was addicted to substances, and so she sells her daughter for money to One Direction.
What the fuck?
Like
Oh my god.
obviously there's like a lot of politically incorrect topics there, but
Yeah.
the creator was young. She was like around your age. So like I want to say maybe like
I
13, 14. All right. um
I assumed she was young.
yeah, and obviously she doesn't stand by this anymore, but like yeah, that was crazy. So but yeah, we would like I remember we would make like drawings and stuff and like um we would take the quizzes and read the like we would buy the magazines and like it'd be shit like
Oh my god, the magazines.
it would be shit like oh which One Direction boy would be your would be your boyfriend or whatever, and then you had to take the quiz, and obviously like everyone wanted to get like their favorite one, or
So they
like
would like change their answers. Yeah.
yeah, or like whose fashion sense do you match the most? It was stupid. It was like BuzzFeed articles, like quizzes, but
Yeah.
in paper format.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those. I would buy like I don't know if you ever got to do this, but there was like full books that you had to like tenías que pegar la foto and you would have to buy the little packets of
Oh my
photos.
god, I had one for Harry Potter.
Dude. I had one for Rebelde and Atrévete a Soñar. Oh my god! And me and my cousins and my sister would all trade off our packets. Like, oh, do you have this one already? Oh, this is my extra. This is my and we never completed it all. Like my grandma
No,
would buy us. Like, God bless my grandma. She would buy us packets, packets. We would go to like 5 different stores porque en veces se agotaban en todos lugares. We're like
dude.
everywhere in Mex trying to find them. It
I
was a crazy era.
En el Oxxo peleándote por las pinches cartitas.
Yes. You're like, no, I saw that first. Like, oh, that one had the one I needed. Or
Dude, and like no, like for reals, like shout outs to like our grandmas because like my grandma was also the one paying for like my fandom habits. Like we, she would take
yes.
me to like the Oxxo and she'd be like, ay, ¿qué quieres? Like, te compro papitas, te compro juguito, and I'd be like, no, me compras las cartitas de Harry Potter.
And she'd be like, everything, mija, whatever you want.
No, oh my God, you said Atrévete a Soñar. I was not part of this fandom,
Yeah.
but my sister was. And she was
Oh, really?
obsessed with Antonella. Like, my mom had to buy her the stupid,
Oh, not the
the pen,
divinas.
the little
I
pen.
had that. It wasn't stupid.
And she also got well, she didn't get like the actual Converse because Converse were expensive and like we weren't like rich or
Yeah.
anything, but she got the knockoff ones.
The
The
upfront,
ones
yes.
that went up to the knee.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Those were so cool. I always wanted them, but my thighs were too my calves and my thighs were too big. Up to this day, they're too big. I bought from a store that's for plus size women. That's for girls with big calves and like legs. They even have strings. I stretch them out completely y todavía ni me quedan. And
Damn.
like se miran de los sides ¿cómo se llama? Mi leg. And I'm like, what the hell? Pero you reminded me of the Cono. I don't know what telenovela this is from. I
From
think it was
Belinda,
from
it
from
was
Belinda. Yes,
yes. It was the one where she had a twin.
yeah, the evil twin. What was it
Yeah.
called?
Amigos al
Cómplices al
rescate.
rescate, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, something
No,
like that.
I
And
don't know
I
if it
bought
was
the
cómplices al
fucking
rescate. No,
Cono.
I think it was dude, I had that cono too.
Oh my god, I never wore it because I was so embarrassed. I'm like, I'm gonna get bullied or something. And my mom even like, I don't know how my mom did it. She would buy me so many things and like I don't know how she would do it, pero también me compraba when High School Musical was popular. She would buy me the sweaters. And one time somebody told me shit, ya nunca quise llevarme. I fucking hate that. Like I would rock my High School Musical sweaters, my Hannah Montana
Okay.
sweaters, and people would talk shit behind me like High School Musical and be like, "Mom, I don't want to wear these anymore." Like, ¿para qué te los agarré? You know?
Y míralos ahora. Now everyone's like simping for a High School Musical and all of that because it's popular on TikTok.
Yes.
But
Oh
like,
my god, I hate that. Why are kids so cruel?
I was in a High School Music. I was a Camp Rock girly.
Dude, I liked Camp Rock too. I liked most Disney Channel things,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah, like High School Musical was okay. Like I'm not saying that like I didn't like it. Like I obviously liked it, but Camp Rock was
Mhm.
like my thing. Like that's the one I liked the most.
It was your shit. Dude, yo me creía que yo era ¿cómo se llama? The lead one, what's her name? The one with the copete?
From Camp Rock,
I forgot her name. Yeah, I forgot her
uh,
name.
it's Demi Lovato the one that plays it, right? Mitchie.
Michi. Dude, yo me creía que era yo. I'm like, this song is
This
me. The
is
one where she was
real.
like, this is real. This is me. I was like, that song is about me. I'm so shy, but if they only knew who I was. Oh my god. I was like, she wrote it for me. That's me. I'm her. Um
When is Joe gonna come pick me up?
no, for real. No, I was obsessed with Nick. I was like, Nick was
Nick.
mine. Nick was all mine.
I had a like for the first Camp Rock, I was like Joe. It's all about Joe. And then for the second Camp Rock, I was like, okay, Nick's looking kind of cute.
Wow, I was loyal to Nick from the
No,
start.
I wasn't.
That
I wasn't.
dude, it's ridiculous because when I talk about a character, I stay loyal to them. Like para Rebelde, I was Lupita and Lupita only. And
Hmm.
I don't know who I like from her fucking seven boyfriends that she had. I forgot how like two. I think she had like two or three.
Yeah,
I
she had
like
a bunch.
one of them. She had one.
No, no, no. I said she had a few.
Oh, I forgot who it was, but I was like loyal to him. I'm like, that's what I like, and that's what I like only. And then with the whole like brats, I'm like, well, I'm that brat, and that's it. I also had like a brat's phase. My mom bought me the fucking a fucking sillita. She bought me so much crap. She bought me the actual doll. That's another fandom, but I was like younger. I was maybe three, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, would you call that a fandom?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know if you
would.
would call it a fandom.
Like the brats and stuff.
Were you ever in the Justin Bieber fandom?
I did like his songs, but I wasn't in the
Mhm.
fandom. Cause that was around the same time that I was like really into One Direction.
Yeah, I liked One Direction songs. I liked Justin Bieber songs. I
Hmm.
just never got into the actual fandoms. You know,
Yeah.
I I never looked into all of One Direction songs. I never looked into all of Justin Bieber songs. It was just like the popular ones or
Hmm.
like a few extra ones that I would find out about that weren't
Yeah.
necessarily popular.
Yeah.
But I
But
think that uh-huh.
oh, I was gonna say, dude, the Rosa de Guadalupe episode from Justin Bieber.
Oh my god.
No te puedo comprar los boletos para ir a ver a Justin Bieber, somos pobres. Entonces me voy a cortar.
Bro, it's not funny. We're laughing at the way that they acted. Like what?
And then the music.
Dramatic. Dude, what even is La Rosa de Guadalupe? I love that shit though. I
Me
would
too,
eat
that was
that
my
up.
shit.
I loved it.
Dude.
Yes, I
Oh,
would
and
watch it.
speaking about
I would still watch it. Hmm.
this, I remember that there was this I wasn't a part of it, but I know that it was a fandom. Francesco from that one circus in Mex.
Don't get me started. My god.
He was
I loved him. I was like, oh my god, he's so
he was
hot.
and I brought it up because he was in a Rosa de Guadalupe episode.
I think I remember, and I freaked out. I was like, no way, Francesco,
Ah, Francesco.
dude. I think. Oh my god. I did you ever go to the circus?
Yeah, I did.
I took a picture with them, and I was so jealous of my cousin because she got to get up on the horse and like hug him and stuff. This is gonna go a little bit into my trauma, but I was like, damn, I'd probably break the horse if I was up there. Bitch, how are you gonna break the horse? You're like 12. I
Dude,
was, I think, younger than that. Oh my god, I'm like, they probably didn't pick me
same.
because I'm fat. Huh, girl? Why are you having thoughts?
Dude,
What?
exactly the same thing. Like my parents would be like, "Ay, nos sentamos enfrente para ver si te escogen," and I'd be like, "No, I don't want to get on the horse."
I'm like, I'm too fat. I'm gonna break it or something. Like, girl, no way. Thought we thought like that.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's crazy. But no, yeah, I did.
That's for another episode.
Uh, like, are you even Mexican if you didn't go see Superboy like spin around in the air? I
For
think that was the same.
real.
And there was, I remember, I used to love this reality show. It was like a reality show where like people from like different circuses went onto like a Mexican reality show and they would compete with a celebrity. They would perform like stunts or whatever in the air.
That's
I
all.
think it was
I
called
don't think I've heard of
Los Siete Magníficos, some shit like that. And
it.
it was for a cause. Like
Oh.
there was one celebrity per team, and so like the people
Mhm.
in the circus would teach the celebrity in their group how to do stunts and stuff, like fly in the air and
Mm-hmm.
like shit like that. And the judges would pick the judges and the audience would pick like who the better one was. And at the end of the reality show, the one team that one was gonna get like a certain amount of money, and the celebrity was
Mm-hmm.
gonna donate it to like a charity of their choice or whatever. And I'm bringing it
Mm-hmm.
up because Superboy was in that reality show too.
Show.
Hmm.
I don't. It. The name sounds familiar, but I don't remember. I don't think I saw it.
That was my shit. This was before Pequeños
But
Gigantes.
oh my god, dude, I used to love. I used to eat that shit up. I loved all of those little shows. Were you in any other fandoms when you were in middle school?
Yeah, I was into Little Mix because one of the members was dating Zayn. And so like it was like you had to like if you were a directioner, you had to like Little
Shout out
Mix.
to my ex.
Exactly. But this was before all of that. Like by the time that Zane left the
Mhm.
group, I wasn't a directioner anymore. Which is it's a relief that I didn't go to that trauma.
No, for real. Everyone was so heartbroken. That reminded me of Little Mix reminded me of another girl group that I forgot that I had a whole phase about them. But this was a group where I bought one of their shirts. I listened to all of their songs, and that's I think that's basically it. I bought one of their shirts and I listened to all of their songs. But it was a Fifth Harmony. Like
Mm,
I loved all their songs until I don't think it was until they broke up. I think I didn't get to live that trauma either. Pero I remember that they were talking shit about Camila. They were like,
mhm.
"Oh, that's her name, right? Camila."
Yeah.
Camila? Yeah, yeah, that it was her fault, that she always wanted to be like the top one, but then people would flip it and be like, oh, they would never give Camila attention, like she was always left out. So I'm like, what do I believe? For a long time I don't know if I still believe it, but I believed the story where Camila was always trying to be the center of attention, or she was always trying to show off. I don't know how true that is.
Well, I don't know either. And I wasn't a Fifth Harmony girl because I was a little mixed girl, so like those two groups, right? But
Mhm.
I did hear that like it was because Camila was racist towards Normani.
No way, what?
Yeah, that's why they would bully her and that's why they didn't like her because she would like say like the N-word and stuff. And I mean, I'm not saying that this is true or it's not true, but Camila
Yeah.
did get sent to racial sensitivity classes.
Oh my god.
So I don't know.
I didn't know that. Now I kind of don't like her more.
Like I said, I don't know if it's true. Like who knows? Who knows if it's true or not? But
Hmm.
but she's half Cuban and half Mexican, so that's all I'm gonna say
Hmm.
about that.
Any more groups? I mean, any more fandoms you were into in middle school?
I was into Big Time Rush for like a second. And it wasn't like I wasn't really into Big Time Rush. It was more of that my other group of friends in middle school liked them
Hmm.
and like I didn't want to feel left out. So I was like, "Oh, okay, like I'll give them a try."
Like,
And
yeah.
I thought James was cute. Like I'm pretty sure everyone thought James was cute. But yeah, like it wasn't really my thing. Like One Direction was my
Hmm.
thing, and like I was into like One Direction and
Yeah.
K-pop like really really hard. Big Time Rush was more of
Yeah.
like I was being a sheep.
Big Time Rush. I would watch their show a lot.
Hmm.
So I liked their songs because of the show, but I was never también like a hardcore fan. It was just like, yeah, I liked them, but I was never like, oh my god, Big Time Rush, like you know.
Me either. And it's not that they were bad or anything. Like before anyone comes at us, because fandoms go crazy. But
Yeah. Oh, let me go back real quick to the Justin Bieber situation. Do you remember when like girls were cutting their arms
yeah,
for
like
Justin Bieber? It was
cut
like
for
cut for
Bieber.
Bieber or something like
Yeah,
that.
that was
That
crazy.
was crazy. Like, what were girls doing?
I don't know.
I just don't know about it.
It was just oh my god. That was another. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say that there aren't fandoms right now that are crazy because there obviously are, but I feel like back then,
Mhm.
like in that sort of time span when we were in middle school, like fandoms were way more serious. And I don't know if it was
Yeah,
because I don't know if it was because like the internet was still becoming like a thing. Like it was a thing and it has been for a while, but I mean like worldwide. Worldwide
it was the beginning, you know?
yeah. And so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, like if having access to like all of these interviews and videos and stuff, or like behind the scenes footage made
Hmm.
people more crazy than they are like today, but it was wild.
Yeah. That should be another topic, talking about how the internet. I don't know if we do have that as a topic or not. I think we do, right?
I don't know, but if we don't, we should.
Yeah, because that I have a lot to say about the internet.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, 'cause it was well like okay. Like I remember. Mind you, we were in middle school, but I remember that interviewers, like, and this was in magazines and stuff. I think it's also because back then being politically correct was not a thing, but I remember that, like, one of
yeah.
the questions they would ask to One Direction was, like, the size of their sexual organs. And they would put this
Oh
in
my God.
magazines, like, for middle schoolers to read.
Jesus.
Yeah, and they would do this for K-pop too. Like, it wasn't like an American thing. Like, this was
Mm,
in K-pop
just
too.
celebrities.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so like maybe that's why too. I don't know. It was crazy.
And they were young. That's so disturbing.
Yeah, and I remember also like I don't know if you know this because you're not a Directioner, but there was this one time where like One Direction was gonna go somewhere. I forgot where. And so a couple of fans hid in the airport restroom. They knew that they were gonna land there, and so like they went to the airport like the day before or some shit like that, and they stayed
Mhm.
overnight hidden in the restroom just to be able to see One Direction.
Dude, that reminds me of a Kian and JC situation. They had a tour bus, and the tour bus was connected to, or they had, I don't know, but it was two separate cars.
Mm-hmm.
But they were connected. I don't know if it was like some sort of, I don't know, but the thing is they were connected, ¿verdad? And there was like this metal thing in the middle. Two girls got on the metal thing, and they like se fueron, empezaron a dar like se fueron por la like a highway, I guess, or something. And they stood on there like, how dangerous is that? Just so they can say hi to them. Porque en cuanto se fueron del tour, se fueron, but they stopped at a gas station. They knew that they were gonna stop eventually. But like, imagine si les hubiera pasado algo and them like on there, and they put it in their documentary, which I bought because that's a fandom that we'll get into later on. But yeah, it's crazy. They were kind of shocked, but they were a little like happy about it. But I guess I understand because they did start up their fame and they're like, damn, that's crazy that so many people care about us and we just do videos on the internet. That was
Mm-hmm.
like barely when the internet started, when cuando habían like internet people, I guess,
Yeah,
and
like
like internet fandom.
YouTube celebrity was starting to become a thing.
Yeah. Did I say Kian and JC?
Yeah.
I meant O2L. Sorry. That
Oh,
Kian and JC are in O2L, but I don't know if you know about O2L.
a little bit because you talked about it.
Well, yeah, I'll get into it later on, but I wanted to see if you had more middle school fandoms.
No, those were it. They took a lot of my time.
Okay, so we can move on to high school fandom.
Mhm.
Um, High school fandoms. Let me see. I feel like for me, still, I wasn't into any big celebrity or big artist or big girl group or guy group fandoms.
Mhm.
Uh, I feel like I started getting more into my fandoms and getting como being in more, I guess, intense fandoms when I started watching YouTube, which was around high school. I think it was maybe freshman, sophomore year. probably freshman year, maybe middle school, maybe junior high, because I remember that when you came in, it was like halfway through
Sophomore.
sophomore
Uh-huh.
year,
Mhm.
and I was already talking about Keen and JC all the time, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
So yeah, even before that, I started watching a lot of other YouTubers like Bethany Moda, The Key of Awesome. I would watch uh Bethany Moda was probably one of the fandoms that I started getting into a little bit more because I didn't have money for it, but if I did, I would totally buy her merch. My mom thought it was too expensive. She was like, and I understand it was expensive. It was like what, $20 for a shirt or something like that.
Yeah, she had
Back then
a
it was even more.
she had a deal with Aeropostale or Hollister, one of the two.
Yeah, yeah, it was. That's the clothes I wanted. That clothes, pero también in my damaged image, in my damaged image, ¿cómo se llama? Like pensamientos, thoughts, I guess. I was like,
Mhm.
that clothes is never gonna fit me. Like she's too skinny. You think that clothes is gonna fit me? Like I would tell myself, like, why even look into the sizes? I'm pretty sure the biggest size won't even fit me. Like I was so fucked up in the head. I was like, no, like even stupid things like necklaces. I'm like, I can't wear a necklace. You think I can wear, like my neck is too fat? Like, girl, what? And I wasn't even that big in high school. Like I look
Mhm.
back at my pictures, I'm like, girl, you barely even had a belly. Like what? But yeah, that's one of the fandoms that I got really into with Inamoda. And then later on, um, exclamation point. I don't know if you know who they are or they were.
Mm-mm.
No. Um, it's this group, not group, it's these two boys. One was Paul and one was Danny. I'm saying was because they broke up.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started watching them, I would literally come home and I'd lock myself and I'd watch them. And they were like they were so corny. They were like those, oh, smile, you're beautiful. Like, oh my, it was so corny, but I would eat that shit up. I was like, oh, this is for me. Like, nobody can tell me shit because they told me that I'm beautiful, you know? Oh my God, it
It
was
was.
so embarrassing.
I like to call it the One Direction effect.
And they were attractive. I always liked Danny because I related to him. I was like, oh, he was always insecure about his body, even though he wasn't even that big. I was like, oh, that's me. Like, and his friend was attractive, and he was like buffer and skinnier, so he would always feel like, oh, all of the fans probably lean towards him or whatever. But then when they broke up, it was like this crazy thing because I guess Paul freaked out on Danny and like he got a girlfriend or like he stole Danny's girlfriend, something like that, and they broke up and they never talked again. Still up to this day, they've never talked. And everybody, most well not everybody, but most of the fandom hates Paul. Um, and they were talking about it in it was I think it was a stream maybe. And I was like, oh my god, I remember exclamation point. I used to watch them. I have more fandoms, but let's talk about your fandoms in high school. Like the
And
beginning.
in high school, I really wasn't into like a whole lot of fandoms. Probably the only one was maybe like Dan and Phil. Um, but in general, I wasn't, and there's a reason for it. It was because, well, like I said, I stopped. Uh, I left the One Direction fandom before Zayn left. Um, but when I came over here, I stepped away from K-pop because, and at that time, America was not ready for K-pop. Like, if you think,
You're
like,
like you don't want to get bullied again.
yeah, because like I know that I said that I was bullied in Mex for being into K-pop, but there were a lot of girls who were into K-pop at that time. Like Mexico was like the gateway to for K-pop to become worldwide. Because even though like yeah, like the boys would bully us, there were like a lot of girls who were into it. And at the time, a lot of K-pop groups were having concerts in Mex. So like people knew about it. But here in the US, like
Mhm.
no one knew what it was. Like
Yeah,
there were girlies that like were into it back then, but it was like few and far in between. Very, very few
yeah,
and far in between. Like no one like if you came up to someone and were like, "Oh, like I'm into K-pop." They'd be like, "What is that?" Like at least in Mex they'd
yeah.
be like, "Ew, you like that?" But like in the US, no one knew about it.
Yeah, I didn't know about it at all.
Yeah, so like in high school I was kind of like I kept it to myself and I started like getting away from it because I didn't want to be like
Hmm.
I was like I don't I didn't have the bravery to be a trendsetter.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not trying to get bullied. Hell no.
Yeah. And also like at the time, the groups that I were into, they were going into like military service, like the members, and like they were going on
Oh
hiatus.
shit.
Yeah, on like hiatus and stuff. And BTS
Hmm.
was out at that time, but like I was loyal to my boy bands.
Yeah.
And BTS were the competition.
Oh shit.
Because BTS were like the younger, attractive, new
Hmm.
boy band around the block, and I was into like the older ones that were like already out the door. So I was like, fuck BTS. Back then, like don't come for me.
Back then, everyone. Ah.
Yeah, they're gonna find out like my address and they're gonna hate me.
No, for
No,
real.
I do like BTS now. I overcame that.
Dude, BTS overcame the world. I feel like just I guess K-pop in general. I feel like I feel like a lot of people are hardcore K-pop fans.
Hmm.
Like I feel like you can't go without meeting maybe five new people and one of them not be a K-pop fan. Like I
Hmm.
just feel like there's so many K-pop fans and they're like so united. It's such a cool and cute fandom. Like
Yeah.
they're they're obsessed with them, but they're not obsessed to a point where it's like it's like an angry way because there's some fandoms that they're like ride or die for my fandom. Like you talk shit, I'll like go to your house and fuck you up. Like
Hmm.
crazy fandoms. I
Yeah.
feel like their fandom, like yeah, there's some people that are overly obsessed and they go all, but it's understandable because they're good people. Like
Hmm.
there's I don't want to throw shade at any other artists or groups, but we know that there are several artists that aren't such good people and their fandoms are like crazy.
Yeah, and you know what too? I think that it's because Korea knew their audience. Like K-pop
Hmm.
groups do a lot of fan service. Like they do a lot of like free
Hmm.
concerts, like a lot of like meet and
Hmm.
greets, and like their members are always posting stuff on social media. And I feel like they work hard for their fandoms, and that's why their fandoms give
Hmm.
all of that effort in return. But like American celebrities are very selfish, all of them.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, but like
Hmm.
it's true. um they never put out any sort of like, when was the last time you saw an American celebrity do a meet and greet without doing a concert, just a meet and greet?
Unheard
Exactly.
of.
Exactly. And so that's why they do have a fandom, but it's not like a strong one because they don't give back.
Yeah.
Usually what you and I mean, I know that like they need their privacy or whatever, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that. You weren't really into any fandoms like in the throughout high school or like
Mm-mm.
towards the end were you in? No, not at all.
No, no, like once I moved to the because and Max freshman year is still part of junior high.
Hmm.
So once I moved to the US, which was like sophomore year, I just didn't find people that were into the fandoms that I was into.
Hmm.
Um and it's also
Yeah.
because like well, um I feel like in the US people have money to spend money, right? And so like the girls that were into One Direction, like they were like all decked out with merch. And like if you didn't have any merch, were you even a real
You're not
fan?
a true fan. Yeah.
And I didn't have the money for merch. So like they didn't
Yeah.
they didn't accept me. They were like, "You're not like wearing the latest One Direction t-shirt. You can't sit with us." So that's why I wasn't into any fandoms. But
I feel like you would what do you call it? Like not geek out, pero como you would get excited, I guess, when some of our band friends would talk about it. You'd be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, One Direction," but you weren't like that into it. Like you were like, "Oh yeah, those were like my old days." But like you
Yeah.
would hear them talk about it, you were like kind of
Yeah,
interested in
exactly.
it.
And it's because the people that were in band that liked One Direction, they were like me. Like I'm not saying that they didn't have money, but I'm
Mhm.
saying that they weren't the type of people that were like, "You didn't go to their concert, you
Exclude
fake
you.
fan."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they understood. They were like, "It's not about the merch,
Hmm.
it's not about the concerts, it's about the band, right? The music." Um,
Hmm.
but yeah.
For me, I I think around maybe freshman to sophomore year is when I started. Whenever O2O broke up, that's when I started watching them. Like,
Mm,
cause they broke up, and everyone was talking about it in the YouTube world. Like, I was like, who is this? Who are these boys? Like, why is everyone talking about them? Like, why are they such a big deal? And then I watched their breakup video, and I'm like, they seem interesting. So I went back to the very first video they posted,
mhm,
and I watched all of them, all of everyone that was Monday, because every single one of them had a different day, and they were like, it was Kian. Well, I think Kian was in his Ugh. Kian wasn't in their intro. I just learned this now because I watched their videos when they broke up. So I didn't know, I wasn't catching up with the current drama as the fans that started watching them from the beginning were.
mhm, mhm.
So so it was Kian, Connor, Ricky, Sam, JC, and Ricardo. So in the beginning, wait, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I think it was each one for a day, and then on Sunday they had a special guest, I think. And in the beginning, either Kian wasn't in there or Kian. I'm talking about Kian from Kian and JC,
Mhm.
and obviously JC and Kian. I feel like in the beginning, I think in the beginning, Kian wasn't. He either wasn't part of the group or he was just wasn't part of the intro. Entonces, maybe halfway through me watching the videos, Ricardo stopped popping up. And I'm a chismosa. I would like Google shit. I'd be like, why did Ricardo stop popping up? And I guess that he was taking advantage of them and their fame. Like he just wanted to promote his radio stuff, or he just wanted to promote himself. Like he didn't
Mhm.
really care about them or about his video. Like he would just post whatever just so people would go watch his radio show or whatever the fuck he had going on.
Yeah.
And then after that, I watched the rest of the videos, and they came out with a documentary. I think towards the end of them breaking up, and I fucking bought that shit. I bought the documentary and I watched it, and that was like one of the fandoms that I wasn't that hardcore because they had already broken up. And I'm like, what am I going to be a fandom of if they broke up? I did watch their movie, but then that's when Kia and JC started their channel. After
Mm.
O12 broke up, they started their channel. And that I was there since the beginning. Like, since they posted their first video, they were posting videos counting down to the actual channel. And I would watch it. As soon as it came out, I would watch it.
Damn.
And so yeah, I've been watching them since they started, and that's one of the fandoms that I've been in since they started, and I still up to this day they're uploading videos and I'm still watching them. I have not me wearing their shirt, I didn't even know it.
Dude,
I
I
literally merged.
I'm wearing like a Harry Potter shirt because we're talking about fandoms.
Oh, you like actually coordinated it?
Yeah,
I
but
didn't, like, I just grabbed, I'm like, oh whatever, I'm just gonna wear this
the
t-shirt,
shirt,
and I
yeah.
wore it and I forgot the topic we were
Damn.
talking about. Pero yeah, I bought merch from them. I would buy more. I'd buy like they came out with bobbleheads. I would buy it, but I didn't have money at the time that they came out with them or something like that. But if I had enough money, oh, I forgot. The Ace Family was another. I don't watch them anymore. I don't like them anymore for reasons, but I don't want to talk about the reasons because like you never, because some of the Ace Family members are really like, even the Ace Family themselves, they're really intense when it comes to you talking about them and what you've heard and why you don't like
Yeah,
them or whatever.
suits,
So
yeah,
I'd
lawsuits and
rather
stuff.
not get into
Hmm.
that. Yeah. I'd rather not get into why I stopped watching them, but I actually started watching them because of a Kian and JC video. Like
Mhm.
Kian and JC surprised their friend with them because she loves them, and I was like, oh, that like they seem like an interesting family, and they're a family channel. So I
Mhm.
started watching them, and I bought $100 of merch.
From the Ace family? Oh yeah, I remember. I remember you
Yes,
had their T-shirt. Yeah.
yes, I still have those t-shirts, but I bleached them. I tried to remove the logo. I couldn't remove the logo, so I just wear them to sleep.
Well,
But I don't wear them out.
okay, like don't feel bad because this was all happening when you were a minor. Like you said, we
Yeah,
were in high
yeah,
school.
that
You
too.
weren't an adult, so like it's different.
Um, uh, I think that I started watching the Ace Family maybe towards the end of high school, maybe towards the beginning of college.
No, I
Uh,
remember I remember you were watching them like at the very earliest junior year because
mhm,
there was this one conversation that I remember. It's not because I'm a creep, I just remember it. For band, you know how for summer camp we had
yeah,
to wear like t-shirts because we would get all sweaty?
yeah,
And you remember you were telling me like, oh, like I changed or whatever because I was gonna bring my Ace family t-shirt, but I
uh-huh.
didn't want anyone making fun of me, so I changed or something like that.
Mhm. Dude, I don't think so, because my mom would never buy me merch. So I bought my merch with the money that I got for college. So I
Mm,
don't, and maybe you're mistaking it with another
maybe.
fandom.
Maybe. But I do remember in high school you did have merch, but it's because like remember how your mom used to give us money so that we could go to Johnny's Burritos
Yeah.
and you would save like the leftovers or something like that? Like not the leftovers or the food, but like the change.
Oh, the money?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. I remember I used to save up. Pero honestly, I don't remember buying any merch in high school. I was actually embarrassed to wear merch in high school. So I never bought it. But I don't know, maybe I don't know. Cause I don't remember buying any merch in high school.
Maybe I'm mistaken.
Maybe you don't think it was Diana?
No, no, it was you. I
No, it
remember it
was
was you.
Diana. It was me.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I'm getting my facts wrong. But from what I remember that I used to be shy to wear merch at school because I'm like, whoa, what if I make what if I get made fun of? So I would never wear stuff like that. I would stick to like my clothes. Pero I don't know.
Maybe I am
Maybe
mistaken
you're right.
because something that I do remember is that once we were in college, you bought Kian and JC merch, and
Yes, I started buying all my merch.
but you were embarrassed to wear it to the campus. So maybe I am the one
Yeah,
that's wrong.
yeah. And then I quickly got over it because like when I started, I feel like my I got over a lot of things because when I started wearing makeup, I'm like nobody gives a fuck. Nobody even notices if I start wearing more intense makeup or whatever. And that's when I started experimenting with like my eyeliner, and then I stopped giving a fuck and I started with my merch out. Like, but there's also another YouTuber that I'm not gonna say his name because they're kind of associated with Kian and JC, but I have his merch. And the only reason I wasn't a hardcore fan. The only reason I bought his merch is because it looks cool. I just like how it looks. Because
Hmm.
I'm either really into the person or the merch is just cool. That's
Hmm.
that's the two reasons that I buy merch. Pero yeah, I got into the Ace family. That was like a big fandom. I would watch all of their videos. Like as soon as they post, I would watch them. Um, and then I stopped watching because of reasons. But what else? Let me see.
Kian and JC should give you like a senior discount.
No, for real. Like I've been watching them since they started their
Yeah.
channel. But I know that there's other people that have been watching them since O2L, like the beginning. So I'm like, damn, I wish I could have known them since the beginning of O2L. It's just like it's something special that you have, like that you've been
Yeah.
watching them since the beginning.
Hmm.
But what else? Okay, so college, do you have any fandoms that you liked in the beginning of college?
That's where my would have liked to be part of comes in.
Oh, what you would like to be part of?
Yeah, 'cause like okay, um, well, you know my situation with my parents, so where everyone else got to be emo during high school, I had to wait. I had to wait until my parents could no longer
Yeah.
kick me out of the house to enter my emo stage. Um, so college was when I started like having like going through my emo stage or whatever. And that's where I started getting into bands like MCR and Fall Out Boy and stuff like that. But at that point, they had been separated for like what, like 10 years or what? Well, I mean,
Hmm.
I know Fall Out Boy is still together, but like
Yeah.
their peak was in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I did like their stuff, but I wasn't in the fandom because the fandom was
Hmm.
dead, you know? So
Um,
I would have liked to, like, if I could go back in time and be a teenager in the early 2000s, because also, like,
be in this fandom.
Britney Spears was my shit. Like, when I was little, like, when I was, like, 4, like, I remember my mom used to say that she would, like, turn on MTV, back when MTV, like, aired music or whatever.
Yes.
My mom would turn MTV, and then, like, the Britney Spears, music videos would come out, and like that I would dance to them, and
You're like,
I
see
would try to learn the choreography to like the hit me one more time or whatever.
that? Dude, that was me, but with Shakira. I was
Shakira.
like all belly
Shakira.
dancing. Oh my god.
I
The
would have.
doll, I had the fucking doll.
Me too. I had the Barbie. Lolo, lolo, lolo.
Yes! Oh my god.
Oh my God. I love Shakira. Like, man, for those people who were teenagers in the early 2000s, like, I envy you.
No, for
Cause
real.
I would give everything. I would give everything I had to go to a Shakira concert, or like back then, not now, but like
Mhm.
to go to like Shakira
Yeah.
concert, to Britney Spears and MCR concert. Mm.
Yes. Before I get into also like not my emo phase, but getting into that sort of music, I forgot to mention that I have more YouTubers. I have
Mhm.
Keen okay, not me talking about Keen and GC again. Um David Dobrik. Oh my god. That was like another big, I don't know if you remember that I was into that kind of fandom that I
Yeah.
like I was obsessed with watching David Dobrik vlogs. Like as soon as he would post, I'd be like, watch it, watch it, watch it. And one of his I was also obsessed with one of his friends the most. I tend to lean towards the guys that are insecure about themselves. Like, what does that say about me? And he was very insecure about his body, and I'm like, I love you. Like, you're me. We're in the same boat. I love you. You
Mhm.
know. Pero I don't know if you heard some of like the controversy with David Dobrik.
Yeah. I.
Yeah, so that started happening, and I was like, what do you believe? What do you not believe? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I still watch his videos. Well, he doesn't post as much anymore, but I'm not as crazy about them. Like, I bought merch, but I'm cautious with wearing it out. I wear it out and I'm super self conscious. Like sometimes I forget that I have it on, but when I remember that I have it on, I'm like, shit. What if some people like think bad things about? And like I like try to cover it with my hair. I'm like, fuck. Like, but those, I'm not gonna lie, they're nice shirts. I like that type of material. Like this is the same material. Like como que tienen como logo así y son como blusas de buen material.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so I'm like, oh, they're good shirts though. Like I like the shirts, but I don't know. I'll watch him, but I'm not so like, oh my god, David Dobrik. Like I'm more like that with their friends because there's been no controversy about his friends. Which they do a podcast, the Unfiltered podcast. If I had the money, I would buy their coffee. Um, well, the coffee is two of the friends' coffee, not the whole group. But
Mhm.
I'd probably buy their coffee and I'd buy the whole group's merch.
Mhm.
But I forgot to mention that that was another fandom that I was in, I guess.
Mhm.
And then for the beginning of college, that's when I started getting into actual music fandoms. My first one was probably Ed Sheeran.
Mhm.
I feel like we were both in that fandom.
Yeah. Oh
We
yeah, I
listened to
forgot.
all. We went to the concert. We went to his concert. We
We
listened to all the songs.
we got
Bought
on a
merch.
Greyhound bus to go to his concert, and you lied to your mom.
I lied to my mom. I was like, "Mom, it's Sal's parents are taking us." And like, I mean, technically, I didn't lie because your mom did take us to the
To get
bus
the
stop.
Greyhound. Dude, I got so mad. I got so mad with
Dude.
I got so mad with my mom because I told her like, "Oh, Stephanie's gonna lie to her mom." And then my mom was like, "Well, si yo miro a la mamá de la Stephanie, yo no le voy a mentir. Yo le voy a decir la verdad." And I was like, "Mom, why won't you lie? Why won't you lie for us?"
Don't worry, I ended up feeling guilty at the end and I told my mom. She got pissed. She was disappointed. She didn't talk to me for like 3 days, but se le pasó y me dejó ir ya sola. Like,
Moral of
nomás
the
pasó una vez
story.
y ya. Moral of the story, lie to your mom. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just kidding. I'm
we
kidding.
were we were 18 plus, just so everyone knows.
Yes. Was I 18? I think I was 17.
Oh, you were 17, huh? I was 18. Damn, I kidnapped you.
You kidnapped me. You're that influence. Guys, it's fine. It's fine. I was almost 18. I think we went like in August, right?
No, you know
About,
what? No, I think you were 18 because
yeah.
it wasn't in the summer. We were already in school. And I remember because we had to work around it, we were like, oh, like, yeah, I think I could miss this class so that we could leave Friday, something like that.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. It was, I had just turned 18. Porque me acuerdo que teníamos nuestras hoodies porque estaba haciendo frío. Because we went like
Uh-huh.
on fucking, on a boat and shit. Was it a ferry? What's it
Yeah,
called?
a
Like the,
ferry
the,
from SD to Coronado.
yeah, we were like living life. And it was like windy. So era como maybe after my birthday, como November
Yeah, I
maybe.
want to say it was
Or maybe
November.
even more.
We have the hoodies, like it says on the hoodie it says the date, but like I'm too lazy to stand
Yeah,
up and go
yeah,
get the hoodie.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I was 18. Good, I'm good. Yeah, that was one of the fandoms that we were both part of. Ed
Mhm.
Sheeran, as I
Yeah.
said, we bought his merch, listened to all his music, went to a concert. But nothing good thing that nothing happened. Like I lied to my mom, and I had this guilty conscience the whole trip. I'm like, si algo pasa, va a ser porque le mentí a mi mamá. Like I was convinced that if something happened, that it's because I lied to my mom.
Mhm.
But everything was smooth. Like yeah, they were a little mean to us in the Greyhound in San Diego, right? Was it
Mhm.
San Diego?
Yeah, it was in San Diego.
But other than that, it was fine. It was all fine.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah. And then another fandom I got into was Laney. And JC actually put me on them because I think that's when I started watching his streams. Or I don't know how I, because you can't play music in YouTube. So I think that's when I started watching his streams. Or maybe from his stories, he would listen to Laney and I'm like, oh, that sounds like a cool band. I think actually the 1975 was the first band I listened to, then Laney,
Yeah,
or
it
maybe
was
both at the same time.
no, it was the
Then it's
1975 first. I remember I remember vividly because you heard the song If I Believe You and you thought it was
yeah.
about a breakup or like a relationship and then you were like I'm so
Yeah.
fucking dumb, like they're obviously talking about God like they say it
Yeah,
in the
religion.
song. Yeah, and then you showed it to me and then we both started getting into like that
The
was around the
1975.
because that was around the time that they put out somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
That, oh my
after
god,
that
that
you got into
song.
Lainey.
Yeah, so we both got into the 1975.
Mhm.
It was also, I feel like it was also one of the big fandoms I got into because I would listen to all their songs. Even because there's some songs that is just pure like music, no hay nada de lyrics.
Mhm.
So I would listen to their songs nonstop. I was convinced I was gonna go to one of their concerts. Never happened. It will eventually happen. Only if they do like a tour that there's those old songs because I'm not really vibing with their new songs.
Me
I just vibe with their
either.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll listen to the no, not even that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even listen to their old songs. But somebody else comes up. If it comes up 5 times on my playlist, I will not skip it. I will listen to it. I will not get tired of it. Like I think I spent a whole day listening to the song. I think I told you about that. Like it's just
Yeah.
one of those songs I won't get tired of it. And I remember I think you told me you're gonna get tired of it, and I'm like, girl, I'm still not tired of it. I'll listen to that. I'll blast that.
It's
It's a
a good
song that I
song.
just don't skip. Yeah, you don't skip that song.
Yeah, me either.
Um,
Like it's a good song.
yes, yes. And then after that, that's when I started getting into Lainey, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
So Lainey was also because of JC. JC knows the lead singer. So I started getting into Lainey, and again, same thing with the 1975. I would listen to all of their songs, and I think 13 by them, that's one of the songs that like on repeat. Same with somebody else. It spoke to me. I don't want to talk about the situation yet because that's on the relationships men situation. But I was going through like I don't know if you would call it a breakup necessarily because I didn't really date this guy, but I was going through like a breakup situation and I was like, damn, this song speaks to me on a fucking level. And so then after Lainey, let me see. I think those are the only fandoms I've gotten into. Not too
Well,
sure.
you were into Billie Eilish for a while, but I don't know if you were into the fandom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily into the fandom, but I was into Billie Eilish, like todas sus canciones. And again, it all I hate that I make so many artists about past situations and relationships, but that's just who I am. I'll like listen to a song that reminds me of a person and I'm like and I'll listen to the whole album and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this is like a breakup album. Like this is my album.
This was made for me.
Yeah, I think. Oh, and then going back to your whole My Chemical Romance and like, okay, so I didn't necessarily have an emo stage, pero, towards the end of high school, como I guess around sophomore year, I always base my stuff around sophomore year because that's when that's when like I saw the light because you came in and like, uh, um but I think that's around the time that Daisy joined también. Sophomore year was the time that Daisy joined. And that's when we started like talking to Daisy también. And she was obsessed with those bands. Like she would talk about those bands a lot. And she would play them también. She would like play them at my house or like I would go to her house and she would play them. So that's kind of when I started listening to those songs. And I add them to my Spotify and we would have family parties. So I would play one song or two, like sneak it in there. It wasn't necessarily family parties. It was family gatherings. Pero yo y mi prima we would take turns playing music, ¿verdad? And I remember I played one of those songs, and she's like, "Oh my god, don't tell me you're turning emo. Like, what is this? They're just screaming." And I'm like, "Damn!" I got like embarrassed. I'm like, It's a good song, okay? If you listen to the lyrics." Y ya de ahí, I was kind of secretive about liking those bands. I never really told anyone that I liked the song, or like when Daisy would sing it, I would like sing along in my head. I wouldn't sing out loud. Um, and I don't know if you like those bands back then too, or if you listened to them back then too. The Black Parade. Yeah. I like I like the popular songs too, como like Green Day songs, The Black Parade, Dance Dance. Um so I but there was extra songs that Daisy would sing and like in my head I'd be like, "Oh, that's a nice song. Like I'm gonna search it up later on." And I would listen to it. But I wouldn't let anyone know. Like not even Daisy. I wouldn't tell like Daisy like, "Oh, Daisy, I know this song." Like I started listening to it because I heard you play it or whatever. No, I would keep it kind of like a secret. Cuz I feel like a lot of people in high school would see kids that dressed, I guess, emo or listened to emo music a different way. They would see them as weird. They would see them as odd. They'd be like, "Oh, fucking weirdos," you know? And we were very open people towards everyone. Like we were like, "Oh, like okay, you like that? That's fine." Pero I didn't want to be identified as weird. Like I already thought I was weird because I was the quiet, shy kid. I'm like, "Damn, people must think that I'm fucking weird because I don't say anything and all I do is stare at them." Like, cuz I'm a people watcher. I'll like watch people. I'll be like, "Oh, what are they doing over there?" Like, "Oh, what are they doing?" And I always thought that people thought that I was weird. I'm like, I don't want to add more to that. Like, I don't want to start listening to emo songs, and I loved the style. Like I would see the girls with colored hair or like the side bangs. I would see like the fishnet. Oh, I was like, oh, they're living my dream. I was like, I was like you in the sense that I wanted to dress that way. I wanted to like, I was like, damn, I'm so girly. Like, I I can't start wearing that because like I look well when I was in high school. I thought I looked like a tomboy, but I think to other people or to you, I was more girly, I guess. I still am. I feel like I still am. Stop. Stop. I'm embarrassed. Listen, guys. Listen, I had a crush on someone in band. Actually, I had several crushes. So I'm not gonna lie, I would like do my hair, try to my best to act cute, even though it was gonna get ruined because we would go marching and sweating. Dude, I hated that so much. I was like, why did I do my hair? It's all frizzy now. Pero hey, at least I wasn't one of those girls that would do their hair after the practice. They'd be like there. I'm like, bitch, you're really doing your hair after practice? Like, fuck that. Nobody got time for that. Well, thank you, but I wish that I was emo. um. So yeah, after that's when my I guess my when I started listening to that type of music. Y luego, yeah, later on, when you started listening to more songs, that's when I started listening to more songs. I was like, oh, okay, like it's fine. She won't judge me. And I feel like you got into it way more than I did. Like, yeah, I got into it, but not as much as you. You knew way more songs or liked way more songs than I did. And isn't that around the time that we went to ¿cómo se llama? The festival, the yes, yes. And I was like, oh, I want to know some of the songs like pa cuando vayamos. So that's when I started getting into it more. And oh my God, I had a blast. I don't know about you, but I had fun. Um, well, we had fun. We had fun because there was a situation going on. Not gonna air out other people's laundry, but if she watches it, but trigger warning. Yeah, that sucks because we got to enjoy it. Yeah, Warp Tour was really fun. Like I enjoyed it, even though it was hot as fuck and we were like dying and shit, and everything was expensive. It's always expensive everywhere, every festival and stuff. But I was upset that that was like the last one because I would totally have gone to future ones. I'm pretty sure you would have gone to a future one. Si hubiera más. Oh, and the most, I guess, emo that I got to was I started wearing eyeliner and I just started making it thicker and thicker and like it wasn't that thick like compared to actual alternative or emo girls, pero it was pretty thick. And then for I started wearing chokers, but those were kind of in. Those were I don't think became a that kind of became an every person thing. But my chokers were kind of because there was girly chokers and they were just like darks chokers, like very emo alternative chokers. And I had those chokers. I had like the black ones. I also had girly ones, but I would wear like the black one. It would be like a cross or a star or something like that. And then I would wear dark lips, like dark purple. I would wear dark eyeshadow, not too intense, cause I feel like I still looked girly in a way. I don't know if you remember how I used to do my darker looks. Yeah, it was in. Yeah, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, still up to this date, I still like crave that trend, like crave that emo look. Like I have people on my For You page on TikTok, and I'm like, damn, I want to dress like her. Like I want to do my hair like her. I want to do my eyeliner like her, but it's just before I forget, did you hear what was happening with the whole Haley Beaver and the podcast? Okay, so let me just speak about it real quick because it's something going on right now and it's very interesting. But basically, there's a podcast named Call Me Daddy, and they're interviewing Haley, and she's basically gonna talk about Selena Gomez and the whole situation. But people are saying that she's doing it porque la Selena Gomez ya va a salir con su documentary pretty soon. So she wants to talk about shit before Selena does. And they're like, well, it's uncomparable porque la Selena, they've been following her for 10 years, I think, with a camera. And since she's very private about her stuff, everyone's gonna find out like what actually happened with Justin Bieber, what actually happened behind the scenes with her, like just her life, you know? And everybody's saying like, "Oh, Hailey Bieber is only going to the podcast to throw dirt before everyone thinks wrong of Justin Bieber or even her." And people were also pointing out that they never mentioned Selena Gomez's name. And some people were like, oh no, it's probably because of maybe she's afraid to get like a lawsuit or maybe some sort of copyright. But a lot of people were saying that it affects her, like even saying her name. Um, and it just, I don't know when it's coming out, but I saw a little snippet where they were just saying she, her. They never once said Selena's name or Selena Gomez at all. Yeah. And she was talking about a photo that I guess people were chanting Selena's name in front of Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber. I don't know if you ever heard about that. And she was like, it looked like she was crying, pero según ella, in the interview, she was like, I just had something in my eye, and Justin was asking, "Are you okay?" And people took that out of context, según ella. But like, you can tell when somebody's crying when somebody has something in their eye, you know? I'm not excusing the fans' behavior, but I think that people were saying that Haley talked to Justin when Justin was with Selena. Didn't he like cheat on her or something? I don't know. I don't know if he did or not. I don't know either, but I'm guessing since like also our friend says that he's an asshole and stuff. Pero oh, and yeah, you're right. It's okay that she cried, but the fact that she lied on it on the podcast, like why would you lie about it on the podcast? Like that just makes you seem shady if you lie about that. Why would you lie about that? Like te miras más buena gente cuando dices la verdad. Like yeah, admit to you crying than if you lie. Yeah, I guess that's all we have to say about fandoms. Any recommendations you have? Books, music, shows, movies. And men ain't shit. By the way, she's allowed to say all this. She's definitely not married. The guy in the back is the IT person. Like, yeah, he's just been working on her computer stuff for like 2 hours. And they were roommates. I definitely have to look into that because you have sent me videos and a song, and I never fully got into it. Like I watched a bit and then I ended up falling asleep. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try to watch the series at least. One of the song recommendations that I've been listening to nonstop is 5 a.m. It's actually a Spanish song, so I guess 5 a.m. And it basically talks about. Wait, let me sing the song in my head because I forgot what it talks about. Oh, one of the lyrics says, "Solo me llamas cuando te conviene," and I just related to that, like on a deep level or whatever. So yeah, it's basically like a I guess breakup song in a way, or like talking to someone you're not supposed to. Oh yeah. Um Adri. I don't know how to say her name. Sorry, girl. Adri. It's Eydrey. And I don't think she's kind of a new artist, kind of a she's not that popular, I don't think so at least. But yeah, that's my song recommendation. And If you watch Twitch or streams, I watch JC Caitlin every single day. That's literally my life. That's my personality, and I am not afraid to admit it. No, but even if you don't know who this is or you've never watched him, I feel like you would like his streams because he recently has been putting out very interesting, funny content. Like just today, I think he's doing one girl dates five men, but blindfolded, so she doesn't know how they look like. They a blind date, and um, do you know who Tana is? Uh, everyone knows who Tana is. Well, basically, she's gonna be the one if she pulls up because she kind of flakes a lot. So if she pulls up, she's gonna be the one dating the men. If not, I think Franny, one of his friends, are gonna do it. But he's been putting out pretty interesting content. Let me see. Let me actually check his schedule just to uh, he tries to stream every day at 5. I like to put all my attention towards the stream. So whenever before 5 p.m. or before his stream starts, I'll like do everything. I'm like, when it's 5, nobody speak to me, nobody talk to me. I am watching my stream. Like I won't pay attention to my phone. That's something that I love about that stream porque um let me touch up on the schedule real quick because I'm getting like way off topic. But his last schedule, he did one guy blind dates five only girls fans. That shit was so funny. He did questions you shouldn't ask a couple. And if you're into YouTubers, you might see some of the YouTubers that you like in there. Um, Dirty Would You Rather. He does Hot Ones, which is like he gets into Hot Ones. I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's an actual thing on you. I think it's on YouTube. I don't know where it's at. Yeah, he does the same thing, pero con YouTubers or like his friends. But yeah, I don't want to get too much into it. But JC Caitlin on Twitch, I watch him every day. I love him. He's gotten me through some tough times. Like I'll be crying and then I'll be laugh crying because I'm watching him. But yeah, that's all. That's all. Bye. The heart, the heart. The what else? That.